Exclusive insight into the world of Badger athletics. This is Wisconsin Huddle. Here's Andrew Banstra.
Welcome into Jay's Bar here in Madison. I'm Andrew Banstra with WISC TV. This is Madison Quest with Wisconsin Volleyball, and this is the Wisconsin Huddle. Madison, so happy to have you on tonight. There's so many amazing stories that connect you to Wisconsin, and we're going to talk about all of those tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, and as you know, we like to start with a game called Bump, Set, Lie, often referred to as two truths and a lie. But the catch here is that you're going to pretend like all three of these things are true, and we're going to see if the people in the audience and you at home can tell which one is the lie. So we'll call this the bump, or the first truth. You are named Madison after the city Madison, is that right?
Yeah, so both my parents went here, they met here, and when they were deciding on my name, they were like, have to go with Madison because it was just fitting because that's where they met and they also love the name, so yeah.
Perfect, we've got one truth out of the three out of the way. Speaking of your name, your last name Quest, you once said that it was your quest, being from Wisconsin, to become a Badger, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's only fitting, and that being my last name, I think that was exactly what I felt, that it was my quest to be a Badger here.
I think that either both of those things are true or you're a very good liar. We're going to go with true. The last one would be that you're a three-time state champion in high school. How cool was that?
Yeah, I mean, it was so much fun. And to be able to do it three times, it's a really hard thing to do. So I loved my high school volleyball experience, and I mean, being able to win 3 state championships was amazing.
And I can't wait to start talking about what your experience here at UW-Madison has been like. But first, we have to test our audience. Which one of those do you think were true, and which one do you think maybe was the lie? Number 2? Third one? Okay, 2. All 3 are lies? Well, I don't think that's the case unless my research was very bad, but I'm hearing a lot of 2s, which was that your quest, you said your quest was to become a Badger. Was that the lie?
Yes, that was the lie.
Fair enough. Well, you did a good job hiding it. I think it is really cool that your name is Madison, named after the city that we're right here sitting in, and the fact that you're a 3-time state champion. Those things are pretty good to have on the truth side.
Yes, for sure.
And we're just getting to know Madison, but there's really no better way to get to know any athlete than to ask their teammate. We did, and here's what her teammates had to say about her.
Yeah, so Madison, she's super mature on the court, a very even-keeled player, but then she has a goofy side to her, which is super, super fun to be around off the court. Last semester we were roommates, so we kind of got to figure out the whole college thing together. And she has a very good flip side of being very mature when she needs to and very goofy and fun outside of that.
Madison Quest is amazing. She's an amazing human being. She's so cute. She's always so put together with all her jewelry and her outfits. She's like the most perfect human being. On the court, she's our steady Eddie. She comes on, she does her job, she goes off, she comes on. She is just so good at all times, and she is really what we need in those high pressure situations when we need somebody calm. And as a freshman, that's not easy to do, but she does it.
Madison is just an absolute sweetheart. She is such a hard worker, both on and off the court. She's very mature. She is put together outfits. She always looks cute. So she's helping our team with all of our styles too. So we love Madison. She's so sweet.
Welcome back inside Jay's Bar here in Madison. I'm Andrew Banstra with Wisconsin Volleyball's Madison Quest. In Madison, we've told some lies, we've told some truths. Everything from here on out will be true, at least mostly. Let's talk about your playing career. You're a Wisconsin Badger now, but you grew up coming to games. How cool is that, seeing that on both sides? And, when you came to games as a kid, did you think, I want to play on that floor one day?
Yeah, I think growing up, I was surrounded by Wisconsin. Both my parents went here, being from Wisconsin, so I always grew up around it, and I didn't think when I was little, I don't think I ever thought that I would play here, and it was surprisingly never my dream school.
Okay.
When it came to the point. But yeah, growing up around here, I would come to all of the games and stand in the line waiting for all the players to come and high five. So now being on the other side, it's really a unique and special experience to be able to run down and high five everybody and just look around and take in the amazing atmosphere that's in the field house.
And you mentioned that, you would make that drive. It's got to be like an hour drive from Pewaukee, right?
Yep, yeah, it's roughly around an hour drive, so yeah.
So you wouldn't just do that if you didn't care about the sport and if maybe your mom didn't play at Wisconsin, right? How cool is that you get to, in a way, follow in her footsteps now that you did decide to go to Wisconsin? And, as a freshman, that's got to be a lot to take in. Being
able to walk into the field house and know that she played there is a really cool thing to be able to say and to see. And, you walk around the banner of all like the volleyball stuff and I see her name or different pictures. So that's a really unique thing. And I'm also really grateful because just having, one parent, but also for me, like two parents that played at the collegiate level, they have so much knowledge to share with kind of this experience that I'm in. And that helps so much with, freshman year or just in general. I'm sure they never would have imagined that their daughter Madison would end up going to UW-Madison and doing the same thing they did. What an incredibly cool experience. And what a cool experience, too, it would be to see your daughter wear the same number that you did, number 10, right, because of your mom. Is that why you chose to wear that number? Yeah, so since I was little, I was basically almost 10 my whole entire career. But first number, I think I was 14, but that's because they didn't have 10 available. Sure. But then once 10, I could be number 10. That was my number for club, for high school, and now here. So yeah, I was lucky that when I came here, 10 was an option. So. Now, is your mom's number 10 hanging up somewhere in your house? And did you see that growing up? Yeah. So our whole entire basement is like Badger themed. So I have my mom, like their Letterman jacket, my dad's jersey, different pictures, my mom's. So. And as a kid, when we would have Jersey Day, would always look at, and I had my dad's jersey I could wear, my mom's jersey. So something I always saw. Did your parents push you towards that decision? And what was their reaction when they found out you were going to Wisconsin? Yeah, no, they never really said much about where they wanted me to go. I think they always knew that they wanted me to make the decision for wherever they knew would be best for me. So that was really great, being able to have them support me in that way, and that allowed me to be able to explore other options. But at the end of the day, this is where I wanted to go, and I think when I shared that with them, they were happy. And it's some of the few times that I've seen my dad cry, so it was a cool thing to see. And you don't get to see that very often. Nobody does. So when it's happening, it's a moment you have to cherish. And when we come back to the Wisconsin Huddle, we're going to talk about the fact that the Badgers play the Cornhuskers tonight. We'll do that when we come back to Jay's Bar in Madison. Welcome back to the Wisconsin Huddle. I'm Andrew Banstra here with Madison Quest. And Madison, this week and tonight is a match that honestly, in the state of Wisconsin, should probably be a holiday. Wisconsin volleyball playing against Nebraska. What more could you ask for? It's like Alabama, Georgia in football. It's like whatever great rivalry you can think of, this is it. And this is what everybody comes to watch. Not only has it elevated the sport tremendously, but it's such a fun rivalry. How excited are you for that experience? Yeah, I'm so excited. I've watched them play Nebraska plenty of times, and now I will be able to be on the opposite side of that. So it's going to be a great game and such fun, and I can't wait to see the amazing atmosphere in the field house because it's going to be so fun. It's going to be an absolute blast to watch, and it always is. It really is one of those games that you circle on your calendar at the very start of the year. But we can't just talk about the game that is happening tonight. We have to talk about all of the other games. How would you maybe evaluate the way that your freshman year and for this team has gone? And obviously a lot of ups, a couple of downs, but maybe how would you evaluate it as a whole? Yeah, I think this season I would say we've grown so much as a team. From the beginning of the season, I think we had a lot of new pieces and a lot of new things that were moving around and getting just used to, playing with each other and all the new things, especially as a freshman, that the coaches are kind of throwing at you.
And that's amazing. And, you know, we've talked about new faces on this team. We've talked about coaches, which provides a perfect opportunity to play a game we like to call Famous Faces. We're going to do a special coaches edition. 5 hodgepodge faces turned into one. All of them Wisconsin coaches, 4 current, 1 past. One of them your dad played for when he played basketball at Wisconsin. Wherever you want to start, we're going to see if you can guess all 5 of these names.
Okay. I'll go first with my coaches, since
Sure.
I think that's the most obvious to you. So the second one, I'm going to say that's Kelly Sheffield.
You got it. 1 for 1.
And then, the fourth one, that's definitely Lauren Carlini.
And yes, that is absolutely correct. What's it been like working with Lauren? I mean, a silver medalist in the Olympics, a legend at Wisconsin.
Great coach and great person to be around, and it's really fun. Sometimes she gets to jump into practices and set a little bit, so that's really, you're basically playing with an Olympian. So,
Right? Yeah.
So that's a cool thing to be able to say. And
Yeah, I don't know who else you'd want on your side. So you're 2 for 2. Let's see what else we got. You've got the bottom, the middle, and the very top.
Okay. Top one is Greg Gard.
You've got it. 3 for 3. Wisconsin men's basketball coach.
Middle one, I think that's football coach, so Luke Fickle.
You got it.
Okay.
4 for 4. We're cooking with gas now. We
And
just have
then-
one more.
Okay, so then you said it was dad's coach, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then that'd be Dick Bennett.
Dick Bennett, 5 for 5. Let's hear it. Dick Bennett, of course, a legend at Wisconsin, as are many of the coaches we saw in today's Famous Faces. The games and the learning about Wisconsin volleyball's Madison Quest are just getting started. We'll be right back to the Wisconsin Huddle. Welcome back into Jay's Bar in Madison. I'm Andrew Banstra, here with Madison Quest from Wisconsin Volleyball. This is the Wisconsin Huddle. And Madison, this is always one of my favorite games to play, Badger Banter. We're going to ask you a very unique question, get your response on it, and then, of course, hear what your teammates had to say. Our question this week is, if you had to give a TED Talk on something that was not in any way related to volleyball, what would it be and why?
If I had to give a TED Talk, ooh, that's a good question.
It's a tough one. I don't know what I would say if I was asked that, so it's a tough one. But something maybe you're an expert at or consider yourself.
I don't know if I necessarily consider myself an expert, but I'll say this is something I kind of enjoy. I'd maybe talk about different wellness something. Maybe
Sure.
I really like doing Pilates, so I think maybe giving some sort of talk on Pilates or how to do that. I think I could do that.
Fair enough. You stand in front of an audience, you're like, all right, you do this and that and this. That's your go-to.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's a good one, and it's something that not everybody knows about, but it's also something that could help people a lot. So I think that's a fantastic answer. Some of your teammates, though, I don't know that I would classify their answers as fantastic. Let's hear what they had to say.
First thing that comes to mind, he's I was just talking about an informative speech on farts, but I don't think I could give a TED Talk on farts, sure. But I guess farts, I don't know.
Okay, works for me.
I don't know, we're just gonna go with that answer. I have nothing, there's nothing else going on in the brain. That's the only answer coming to mind right now.
Probably The Sims. Yeah, I love The Sims. I play The Sims all the time, and I know everything about mods and cache files and all that stuff, so I could give a TED Talk on that.
How many hours a week would you say?
Right now it's inconsistent, but in my prime, I was spending 80 to 160 hours a week on that game.
Dang, would you say your top
I don't
tier?
even know if there's that many hours in the week. I don't know.
Maybe leadership stuff.
Okay. And what would you maybe talk about in that?
Some key points. Just bringing the team with you through adversity, being someone they can lean on, and being a voice in a quiet gym.
Well, those were certainly some interesting answers. I don't know that I would have gone with the very first one, but we've still got more to talk about. The fifth set is coming up when we come back to the Wisconsin Huddle. Welcome back inside Jay's Bar here in Madison. I'm Andrew Banstro with Wisconsin Volleyball's Madison Quest. And obviously this is about volleyball, so we're going to call the fifth segment the fifth set. And this is where we ask you the really tough questions that aren't really that serious. We'll start with maybe my favorite question of the night. Would you prefer a fried cheese curd or a squeaky cheese curd? And if somebody somehow doesn't know what that means, what's the difference?
I mean, fried cheese curd is going to be basically the squeaky cheese curd, but fried.
Sure, and it actually
cooked.
squeaks, right?
I mean,
Have
yeah.
you had it before?
Yeah.
What would you prefer between the two?
I would have to go fried cheese curd.
I agree.
Yeah.
If you mentioned you have a whole bunch of memorabilia at your parents' house, if you could take one something or another from the field house and take it back home into your dorm, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough question. Is
Maybe
it
your
in there?
mom's Big Ten championship banner? Is that hanging up in
Yeah, I
there?
would say whenever I see that banner, that's cool. So maybe I'll have to go with that.
Sure.
I'll go with that. Otherwise,
Sure.
there is like kind of a panel outside by like the volleyball wall that kind of has her name and a little
Yeah.
something. So otherwise, I would say that would kind of be cool.
That
But
would
yeah.
be really cool. Speaking of former Badgers that are on that wall, if there was one former Badger that you could play with or add to your team, who would it be and why?
I think there's so many.
Sure.
I mean, obviously great players that have come through here. I think I would have to go with one of my mom's teammates. I think that'd kind of be a cool thing.
Yeah.
So I'll go with my mom's teammate. Her name's Amy Wagner. She was my coach. I think she would be a really fun person to play with.
Absolutely.
And I mean, there's so many good people to pick from. So
Yeah, it's hard to just narrow it down to one. So here is maybe a different way to look at it. How about a characteristic from a current teammate that you would want to add to your repertoire?
I'll go with Anaya, and I'll say some of her fire and kind of like fun goofiness.
Fair
I would
enough.
say I'm a pretty calm, chill person.
Sure.
And since we've talked about Anaya, I think that might be the right way to go then.
And my last question is kind of, if you're a volleyball player in the state of Wisconsin, the trifecta that you would want to play at. Obviously, you play at the field house, you've played at the Kohl Center this year, and you've also played at Fiserv this year. That kind of checks all the boxes. If you could only play at the Kohl Center or Fiserv, like tonight, let's say, which one would you choose?
So the Kohl Center, I mean, it's technically home, so that in the atmosphere when we played there was really cool. I would say I might have to go with the Fiserv just because it's kind of more like my hometown, so there were more people that and family, friends, stuff like that are able to come. So I think that's special to me. So I think I might have to go with the Fiserv, but they're both, I mean, incredible environments to play in.
I can't imagine. And speaking of incredible environments, the Fieldhouse is going to be rocking tonight when Wisconsin plays Nebraska. Madison, thank you so much for coming on to the Wisconsin Huddle. And we always close the same way. It's called the Huddle, so we break the huddle. What's your favorite way, or what way do you and your teammates break the huddle after practice?
We can say bring it, so we'll just say bring it on 3 and then say bring it.
Okay, you count us down.
Bring it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bring it! Thank you so much. We'll see you next week on the Wisconsin Huddle.
I'm a first man.